Now, if that fine banjo picking doesn't wake you up, nothing will. Welcome to DeWitt 3D, doing it with DeWitt on Sunday night. Welcome, everybody. We have some early birds here, so we will just go say hi to the early birds, who are usually always the early birds. We have Brendan Wilson, hello. We have Jason with about 150 question marks there, and I said, what? And he said, what's with you? What's up with you? I'm just waiting for my stream to start. 3D Printing Newbie Milan, hello, welcome. And Zen Bender, hello. Scott Lemke, hello. Wow, we got some early birds catching the worms here, and I'm not even throwing worms out yet. So welcome, everybody. We're probably going to have some new folks on. As you know, I wasn't on live last week. I was at the Calgary Maker Faire, which was quite a successful venture and outing for me for the weekend. My first Maker Faire ever as a vendor, I guess, vendor, displayer, presenter, whatever you want to call me. And it was actually quite good. The overall attendance was a little disappointing, but considering everything that's been going on, there was a beer fest on at the same time. There was another arts and craft thing on at the same time. There was a hockey game on that night, playoff game. So there was a lot of competition for the Maker Faire. So yeah. So anyway, but overall it was great. I had a lot of people visit my booth. I had a lot of questions asked and answered, and a lot of new subscribers to my channel. Thank you so much. And if you are new here, hit that like button down here and subscribe. It's free. We're just on YouTube tonight. We're not on the Twitches. Sunday night is strictly going to be a YouTube night. So sorry, Twitchers, but it is what it is. I save Twitch for my in-between stuff and the stuff that I don't necessarily want to have recorded because I don't want any witnesses or any evidence. The banjo music, right, feels every time. Of course, that banjo music is great. I like that. That's one of my favorite intros I run. So hopefully it's not copyrighted. And no, I haven't gotten a copyright notification or strike yet on that music, so it should be good. What else? Yeah, so we may have some new folks joining us tonight. I did have a whole bunch of people say, yeah, we're going to tune in for your next build on starting next Sunday and yada, yada, yada. So if you're new, welcome. If you have come on, and welcome. So what we're going to do tonight is, much to some people's excitement and much to some people's disappointment in a way, we're going to start the second Voron 0.1 build. This is a red frame. I hope it's supposed to be. This box was opened at the show just to show people the contents, but the inner boxes were not open. So I'm kind of hoping that I did get the red frame. And then, so tonight we're going to just unbox, show all the pieces in it. I know for all you guys out there that are Voron masters, it may be a little boring because you're going to say, just build it, just put it. But another little thing that has come up too is I had printed somewhere here. Yeah, I have printed most of the parts for this build. Okay, out of Sparta 3D's Sparkle Cloud filament, and it's really a nice filament. Prints really nice. ABS, Sparkle Cloud ABS. Beautiful parts will go great with red, but I don't know if I'm going to use them. I've had a filament maker approach me, and they are sending me out some carbon fiber nylon product, some of their newer carbon fiber materials in a couple different colors. And I thought that'd be a beautiful material to print these parts out of. And apparently it prints extremely well, extremely easy. So I should be getting those materials on, they were shipped on Thursday. Hopefully I get them Tuesday, Wednesday, and I can start printing some of the parts that I need for the early build. But if nothing does show up by then, I at least have 90% of the parts printed out of this beautiful material. The only thing I haven't done is we are going to do a little different hot end. So this is no good. This is just a nice little display piece. Hot end tool setup, Jason. We are going to be doing I'm glad you asked. We are doing the Bondtech LGX Lite Okay, hot end extruder right there. Boop, we have that. Now I wanted to do, and this is where you experts out there are going to, this is where you experts out there are going to be helpful. I wanted to do initially I have the Revo Voron hot end that I was initially going to do. And then I decided, okay, that's cool. Well, we'll do that. And we'll also do the LGX Lite feeder. But upon downloading the files to print for the LGX Lite feeder from Bondtech itself, from the Bondtech site with all the instructions, there's no files for the LGX Lite extruder with the Revo Voron hot end. So I don't know if it's compatible with the Dragonfly hot end. I think not, because that's why there was a different file for the you know what I'm trying to say. I don't know if it's compatible with the Revo hot end, the one that they offer there for the Dragonfly hot end that I have that came with the kit. So there's files for the Revo Voron on GitHub. There are, but are there files for the Revo Voron for the Bondtech BMG Lite or for the feeder I'm going to use? That's the question. And I shall look it up and see. Revo Voron, Tim, my man. Hey, Sergeant Killax, how are you? Yes, there are. Okay, well then that's good. Then that's what we'll do. If the files are out there, as Jason says, then and I will find them, and I'm sure Jason may even hint, send me a link to them to save me the looking. But I can look, no big deal. I will then do the LGX Lite feeder with the Voron Revo. I'm sorry, I'm having brain farts tonight with my words. But the other thing I was hoping to do now, and I can't do it on a Voron Revo, is but I am going to print the parts with this. Is I received, and I'm going to be doing a video on this as well when I print the parts, because it's perfect pairing to print PC nylon or PC any polycarbonate film, anything with carbon fiber, etc. With these nozzles. So I have received from Diamondback, graciously sent me out a pack of 3 Diamondback nozzles. We have a 0.4, a 0.6, and a 0.8. So I will be printing the parts using these nozzles. I'll likely print them on the 0.1 I have over here running. Obviously, I can't use these nozzles if I'm putting the Voron Revo nozzles on the printer, because these nozzles are not compatible with Voron Revo nozzles. And unless Revo comes out, unless E3D comes out with a diamond tip Revo nozzle, I won't be able to do that. So I met someone from your Discord at the Maker Faire. Oh, I did I? Okay, cool. Good. Awesome. Oh, and see, Jason did put the link there. So what I got to do, because Jason was so nice to put the link there, is I got to go into my, there, let's go back. Let's open that page, and oh, look, there it is right there. The LGX Lite tool head set up for Voron 0.1. And it's going to have, but does it have the, oh, it's good. There's all the different hot ends there. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Thank you. I've opened that page and I shall save it. Hello, Jerry. How are you? We are just sort of getting started here, Jerry. Talking about, we're going to start this build. We're going to do the unbox tonight. I don't know. We might not get much building done tonight, because I'm going to unbox and kind of explain pieces to some people that may be new on here that found my channel from the Maker Faire last week. So, and hello, Dominic Versetto. Welcome. And Tron, hello. Everybody's dropping in now. Good. Must be slow night on Twitch or something, but hey, or either that or you're dual streaming, which is fine. So just want to do a follow-up on I spoke highly of the Voron 01 at the show. Thanks so much, Jerry. And I did so for good reason. And for anybody that's on here that may be watching that's brand new, you're looking and thinking of getting a printer, if you were at the show last week talking to me, I'll show, what I'm doing now is I'm working on some parts on the printer that I had at the show on the Voron 01 for a pip droid that I started a year and a half ago. I got the base for it. It's right right, that's the one right up there. You can kind of see the wheels with the motor, and that's the base for the Pit Droid Racer. So the base of the Racer is pretty much almost completed, except for some side parts, etc. And I've got to do a bunch of wiring, etc. You haven't messed much, The Apprentice. How are you? Hey, and Duff, hello, welcome. So I decided to start printing these droid parts for the Pit Droid Racer, and because I want to get that Pit Droid Racer going, I want to have that Pit Droid Racer going for the next Maker Faire I'm going to in July in Edmonton. And unlike somebody whose shall remain nameless, I'm going to try not to jam it into my leg and cut myself before I go. And I may have to dull down the tips of the Pit Droid Racer in Edmonton in case I do any damage to any curious onlookers. Hey, Ben, hello, how are you? So, and better late than never is what I say. So anyway, so we have the Pit Droid parts printing right now. This Voron 01 has proved to be an incredible printer. Now that I have it all tuned up, I've gone through a lot of trial and error with it. I had an issue just yesterday with the bed raising. Turned out I had some screws tightened too tight on the anti-backlash arrangement there, so that's all fixed up. But now we have them printing. There's some more droid parts printing on it, and they print beautiful and they print fast, which is really what this little printer is all about. So that's some printing at live as we stream right now. You're nursing your knee, you blew it out. Oh, that sucks, Ben. And Jason, and what fool would do that? I don't know, Jason. It's a rumor I heard. I heard a rumor that somebody had a Pit Droid, and I think it was even this part. I could be mistaken. It might have even been that part that caught a leg or something. Anyways, and I'm thinking you could maybe even put razor blades on the tip, and that way. Anyways, so let me pop this camera back over here, and I'll show you a difference a year and a half makes, and what having a really good 3D printer makes. So a year and a half, I started printing the parts for the Pit Droid. I don't even remember which printer this was on, but I want to show you. This is one of the parts for the Pit Droid, and if you guys can be the judge as to how you think the quality of this print is. And I have not cleaned it up. I haven't touched anything on it, but this is what came off the printer. Let's catch these beautiful layer lines and some pop marks and we have some, I'm surprised there's not any layer shifting going on, but we have just a tiny little bit of stringing going on in there. You know, just a hair of stringing, right? Look at that. Don't ask me what printer this was. Hey, Gary T, how are you? What a loser. At my age, screws should be loose. Thanks, Jerry. But yeah, look at those beautiful layer lines and those little, the inconsistencies in that. Nice piece. Anyways, that's a year and a half ago. I don't remember what I printed that on. All I know is that's anthracite gray something back when we were doing these models. But flash forward a year and a half. Get rid of that piece. Flash forward a year and a half, and on this little Voron printer, look what came off of this thing the other day. Exact same part, no cleanup. Okay, I say no cleanup. There was a few tiny hair threads that I just took the torch to, gone. But minor. But this is right off of little Voron 0.1. Beautiful filament too. This is an Ad North filament called Glitz Gray. But it's a little better print than that last one from a year and a half ago. So a year and a half of experience and having a decent, that's presentable. Thank you, Jason. Coming from you, it's awesome. This is a Baddeley Pit Droid. Yes, it is. I'll show you the base of it in a second here, but that's a huge difference. So these prints are coming off. As I said, this is the front of it. I think this is a deadly part that can stab legs or something. But this is coming off of the 0.1, beautifully clean, extremely nice parts. And then here's another one that came off of the printer a year and a half ago, and it's kind of ugly. This is the head, and we got all these pit marks or zits or whatever you want to call them over the top. So this is being reprinted, this part too. Let's look at the top of there. That's just awful. But I don't remember what this was on. So this is being reprinted too. But I cannot quite. This is just, this is so close to fitting on the Voron 0.1 bed, but it won't. It hangs off the sides by about a millimeter, and it's just enough that it won't fit. So I'll end up rerunning these in that same filament, probably on the Prusa Mini, something like that, or if I get a bigger Voron down the road. But I want to get these parts done quickly here. So anyways, I just wanted to kind of show you that being patient and being persistent. I almost gave up 3D printing a year and a half ago when I was getting parts like that, and I'm glad I didn't. I think it's just you have to stick with it and be persistent, be patient. That is Mr. Badley droid. Yes, it is. So the base of the droid, let's get it down here. Let's get this girl out of the way. There we go. So this is the base done, basically. So I may reprint this part, I'm not sure. But you have the, so you basically start with the tracks. They've got some pretty heavy duty motors in here. This thing is really going to roll when it goes. It's going to be pretty quick. So I got the tracks done. I got the motors mounted in. I have the base all printed up, and then this is the kind of the vehicle part. So this back part just comes off with a magnet, and then from here on top we build up the racer with the arms and everything that's going to be actually driving this. And this guy sits on here, I believe. I don't know, something like this. I don't know. Anyways, so he sits on here. Whoops! And the racer is going to end up sitting on the droid and on the vehicle, and then boom, we go super, super fast, and it's going to be pretty cool. And that is a Michael Badley design, yes. Yeah. A 2.4 is what I'm trying to schmooze a 2.4 Zenbender to build for the Edmonton show. So that's in the works, I hope. We'll see. A 2.4 is a big ask, but I can't put the money out for it right now, but I certainly can promote it, the crap out of it, at this show coming up in Edmonton. So we will see. Which motors, Jason? The big ones. Don't ask me questions. They're the big motors. They're not the same ones that are in Eggbot and Brew to You. They're bigger. They're bigger motors, and they're extremely fast. Like when you hook them up, they go like they go sort of like that. Hey, Printer Prawn. So yeah, they're big motors. They don't necessarily make that noise, but that's just so. I have a video, way back when, somewhere in my videos of me sort of connecting the motors and watching them go, and boy, they go fast. So hey, Dominic, how do they go? They go. You plug them in like that, right? And so really fast. I could actually plug it in right now, but that's not what this stream is all about. So I know you just like to hear me make a fool of myself and do silly things, but that's okay. I'm more than willing to oblige. So, anyways, let's open the box. I think that's all I had to talk about in advance. As I say, the Maker Faire was awesome. Had a great turnout as far as the 3D printing booths were busy. Richard from the First Layer was right behind me, and him and I, we had busy booths. Really, really busy booths, and very little time to sit down, hardly any time to eat. So anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and open this box. I'm going to give you guys a split camera view, but for now we'll just use the overhead. I've tried to do some strategic placements with the camera tonight, so yes, and I will tell you how they go again, but I'll find out what motors they were. I think I did order spare motors as well. I've got a lot of motors from that company in Vegas. Okay, so this was open, but none of the internal boxes were open, and I just taped it back up to bring it home from the show. Let me pull my microphone over a little bit. There we go, so I don't have to yell. And Jason M, I kind of have a basic layout of what I had asked before about turning the bed 90 degrees on a Core XY. Huh. Pololu. Yeah, they're Pololu motors. Is that what you meant? What brand? They're Pololu. I just don't know what size they are. I just know they're stinking fast. So, here we go, in the box. Actually, let's just cut this side off the box. Actually, let's just cut all sides off the box, because we're going to recycle this box anyways. There we go. And one more. Oh, that knife is getting dull. Kind of like my humor. Hey, Q, how are you? I remember you. Last time, Q, I asked you about Star Trek. Aha. So there we go. Richard's doing good. He's going to be back on soon. Brian was at the show as well. Brian is going to be coming back on and off the show again. So yeah, he's doing really well. He's doing good. So things are starting to turn around a little bit. So yeah. The motor on the Droid looks like 775 motors. They're big. Yeah, they could be. I don't think the let me look. I don't think I can read the motor brand. No, I can't read it from here, but they're big. And I just dropped the body. But, whoa, just dropped it again. Okay. Well, we'll just show you guys. Hey, I just dropped it twice from shelf to the floor, and we didn't break. As a matter of fact, look at that. Pet G. There's good, strong Pet G for you. There we go. That's what the channel's all about, dropping stuff. Breaking more 3D printers as usual. Awesome. I don't remember the question. Huh? Anyways, I'm going to go to my overhead, and we're going to start pulling stuff out of the box here without bumping into the other printer that's printing. So we have, oh, he just threw this in for me. It's a, where's my camera? There it is. It's an 80XL 345, 80XL. It's an 80XL board he threw in the box for me. We have the 80XL board. We have our instructions. Now, interesting thing about this one is my last one had a little plaque with the kit number on it. This one doesn't. I'm going to see if that was an oversight or if they should have sent me that one. This is an LDO Motors kit. Okay. Okay, so then we have a power cord, which every printer needs to run. And let's move this over a little bit more. Okay, here is our main board. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to switch to the 4-camera view here. Oh, there. That way you can kind of see on the different views here. There we go. So here's our main board. This is the Big Tree Tech SKR Mini E3 V2 board. Mini E3 V2. You don't need that light on that one. So that's our board. And we comes with a 128 megabyte card, USB cable and heat sinks for the steppers. I was going to say for the stepper motors, but there's just for steppers. This is the Voron 0.1 kit Dev, the LDO version, LDO Motors version. So this kit comes with the Fadius Dragonfly BMO, which we're not going to use. We are going to put a Voron Revo on this. So in behind me, let me grab it. We are going to put on this kit, we are going to put this on there. The Voron Revo from E3D. And look at all those E3D stickers. They even have a Sanjay sticker. Look at that. That's cool. Okay. So that's the hot end going on this puppy. Duh, look at the title. I wasn't going to say anything, Dev. I was not going to say anything. Not my place. Okay. So, yeah, we'll put this hot end aside. We can use this hot end for something else down the road, possibly. Okay, let's see. What do we have in this box? We have, this is the power supply. I believe this is also a Meanwell. Yeah, so we have a Meanwell power supply, 150, 24 volt, 150 watt power supply. Same as the other one. Same as the one I'm running now. Do people change their nozzles that much? They need those Revos. I don't know. I will start changing my nozzle. I don't know if you necessarily need. Probably not necessarily on the on the 01, but what I want to start doing is I want to start doing some vase mode prints on any printer that I can put but I want to do vase mode prints with a 0.8 or a 0.6 nozzle to get the thicker walls. I have a project I'm working on for a family member that I want to print in vase mode, but I want walls to be a little stronger than a single wall vase mode with a 0.4 nozzle. So I'll likely try it with a 0.6 or a 0.8 nozzle, and that's a perfect opportunity for switching out on a Revo that hot end. And the size of the prints I'm going to do are perfect for the 0.1. So wish there was some place you could post a screenshot of what you have laid out in FreeCAD. Well, if you want to email the screenshot to me, I can possibly post it up on the screen here. It's doit3dcanada@gmail.com. There's our frame kit. So let's have a look at the frame kit here. Oh, it's red. It's red. I'm glad it's red. I like it. Because that goes really good with the Voron Revo nozzle. So it's red. So there's one piece. So let's just get all these frame pieces out. It's red. I like red because guess who else has got red for their main color? Woohoo! DeWitt. I'm all about the red. And I have another LDO motor sticker. Oh, come on. I have lots of LDO motor stickers. Okay. Okay, we're just going to pull all these pieces out. Do you have your own Discord server set up? My own server? No. I'm just I'm a, cover your ears, anybody, but I'm a Discord virgin. I know enough about Discord to get in trouble, to go on. I can go on and get into MakerDeck. I can go on to Discord and find some things, but I don't have my own server. I didn't know I could set up my own Discord server, although I should look at it. Red is so Well, okay. But I kind of like the red. And can you imagine? I may actually, depending on what I get, I may actually be building this with this red. And can you imagine black carbon fiber nylon printed pieces going with this? Ooh. I can set up my own in the program. Okay, cool. I'll look at that. I got so many exciting things lined up to be doing, but I do really need to get into learning a bit more about all your branding is red. Well, of course it is, Printer Prime. I do need to get into learning more about the Discord, because a lot of stuff happens on Discord that, yeah, I could probably, can I get by without it? Probably. Do I want to? Probably not. So 12 rolls of PLA, you could use one regular nozzle. 12 rolls of PLA, you could use one regular nozzle. 4. Oh, carbon fiber PLA, is that what you're saying? So carbon fiber PLA will kill your nozzle after 12 rolls? Necessary evil for streamers. Okay. Yeah, I got to get into as my channel grows and I get more requests like that for it. Yeah, I should. I'm hoping that going to these maker fairs, doing some of these, Voron seems to be quite popular right now, and doing some of these builds, I'm hoping it helps my channel grow a little bit. I need to start making more videos versus live streams. I like the live streams. I think I've come a long way with my live streaming in the last year, but I want to start doing some more actual videos as well of things I do. The motors on the Pit Racer are Pololu 37D. Okay. Whatever Mr. Baddeley suggested for those motors is what I ended up doing, because he is after all, the expert at picking the proper motors for those. So there we go. There's all of our extrusions, our red extrusions. And I've learned my lesson on what to watch for when picking the proper extrusions for the proper parts. Okay. we have our electronics and wiring. I'm going to move this box off to the side a little bit here. So we have the nice thing about the LDO kit as well, and I'm sure the other kits are the same, is that all the wiring, everything is pre-crimped. You don't have to crimp any wires. You don't have to, strip any wires. It's all here. It's all here and done for you. Okay. We have our reverse Bowden tube, or our Bowden tubing. It's 3 millimeter interior, so that is basically get the filament to the hot end. We have a crap load of zip ties, 100, which is more than you need. So you get a lot of extra zip ties in this kit. We have that's their little print-a-steppy thing. So you can print a little, I haven't printed the steppy motor yet. And there's our heater cartridge, 50 watt heater cartridge and a thermostat, an NTC 100K thermostat, B3950. There we go. Great little thermostat. And we have a heat sink. This heat sink is for the Raspberry Pi. And we have, speaking of Raspberry Pi, we have a Raspberry Pi 3B. Comes with it. The last one I received, which is sitting up right there, would not work. At least I think it would not work. So I think instead of putting this one in, I'm going to put the other one in to try it first. If it doesn't work, I'll switch it to this one, and then I'll know that one's dead. I don't personally know how to test the Pi to see if it's working or not, or to figure out what's going on with it. Remember that he changes the motor from 25D to 37, faster 37D. Okay, yeah. If you start a Discord server, you could help me moderate it some. Okay, good to know, Brendan. I'll keep that in mind for sure. Hey, Rex, how are you? And then remember that he changes the motors. Okay, so obsidian nozzles. I haven't heard of those, or have I? I've maybe heard the name, but I don't know what they're all about. We have our power supply, 5 volt power supply for the Pi that we run off the main board, off the mains. And then we have our fans, our park cooling fans, and our hot end fan. And we have our power switch, okay, all pre-wired, ready to go. And then we have a 16 gigabyte card, which is will go in the Raspberry Pi for the for uploading the clipper and firmware, et cetera, et cetera. Perfect. So that's that box. That is that box. Then, be gone, boxes, be gone. Okay, we have our. All right, let's move here. Okay, so we have our fasteners, tools, and miscellaneous. So I have another one. The nice thing about these kits too is they give you a heat insert attachment for your soldering iron for when you're doing those heat inserts. Very, very helpful. And we have some Allen wrenches and some magnets for the build. Next is a Revo hardened nozzle. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, cool. We have some VHB tape, which will come in handy for attaching a few things in the build. And then we have all of the, it looks like it was an afterthought. Then we have all of the hardware, all of the bolts and nuts and heat sets, everything. I found from the last build, I have a ton of parts left over. So either I missed a lot of parts or they send a crap load of extras, which they send a crap load of extras. So you have enough nuts. You can choose to use M3 square nuts or M3 hex nuts, and they give you enough of both to choose either or to mix them. I ended up mixing them up a little bit. So we have that, and then we have, that's the feet for the bottom of the printer. Okay. Okay, thanks, Brent. I'll look in a second here. Nylon carbon fiber for days on the upstream nozzles. Okay, I'm hoping I can run the nylon carbon fiber for days on the Diamondback nozzle too. Should be able to. according to the Diamondback folks, those nozzles will go and go and go and go because, of course, we know diamond is one of the, if not the hardest substance on Earth. So either that, and when they wear out, I can make a ring out of them, a diamond nozzle ring. Would that be cool or what? Would that not make a great wedding ring for? Anyways, I think it would. Okay, we have our linear rail kit. These are the LDO linear rails. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 linear rails, which we are going to clean and lubricate prior to using. Nero uses one and it works well for him. The diamond. Yeah, I saw him at the Diamondback booth at the show. He did an interview with the folks from Diamondback at the that show that just went on. Here's another nice thing that they include with the LDO kit is these are the inserts that you put into your I'm just so losing words. These are the inserts that you put into your frame pieces, into your rails, to attach your linear rails to them. So some of the other kits you have to actually print these pieces and use nuts in them and print them and insert the nuts. But these ones here, these just slide into the extrusions, and then you just screw your linear rails directly into these. Thank you. You think I could think of the word extrusion? I mean, I think it's my old brain. So there we go. We have linear rail, we have those extrusions, and we have, oh, this is different. I don't know what those are for, but there was 2 of these things in there. Are these little things to go in the extrusions? Let's see. Do these go in the extrusions? No. Oh, I wonder if that's that is interesting. I don't know what these little black pieces are. They weren't in my last kit, unless that's just some packaging and it's just nothing to get excited about. But you can see the end of them has a little bit of a kind of an opening thing there. So make a ring from a nozzle and see if Maria will swap. If Maria is listening, which she's not right now, I kind of have a feeling I know what Maria would be saying right now. No, there's little black things. I don't know what to do. I'm not going to throw them out. I'm just going to hang on to them just in case they're a piece I need, because you never know. You never know what that might be for. Okay, so those are our linear rails and our linear rails for attaching the linear rails into the extrusion. Getting down to things here, we have a little smiley card from 3D Lab Tech saying, 3D Lab Tech, thank you very much for your purchase or products. We would love it if you could share our experience on our site. Great little local company. They do ship nationwide, but they ship a lot of stuff Canada-wide as well. And free shipping for local people if you spend enough money. Andrew Osmond, hi from Washington State. And my makerspace. Hello, Andrew Osmond. Hello. Saying or yelling? She would be yelling. I already kind of approached that little diamond nozzle tip ring, but I'm not going to repeat the words. Okay, let's see. What else do we have in here? Tool head in motion. Okay, this is all. If I dump her out, we have our Gates belts. Okay, we have our Gates belts, which on my first build, I cut them too short. Fortunately, there's enough here to run 2 sets of belts. So, lesson learned. It's great to build more than one of these. We have our bearings. We have our Bondtech BMG extruder parts, which I'm not going to be needing because I am using the LGX Lite Bondtech. So we're going to throw this part aside. And same with this thumb screw assembly for the Bondtech. We're going to throw that aside. We're not going to be using that for this build. We have some Loctited set screws. So they actually put a dab of blue Loctite on these things, so you don't actually need to buy Loctite with the LDO kit. Then we have our gears for the our drive gears for the stepper motors. We have a piece of Teflon tubing for the hot end. And we have three more tiny set screws, which again have been pre-dabbed with blue Loctite on them. And then we have our just some bolts and a couple little bearings, tiny little bearings. I believe these bearings were for the they're for the extruder as well. So I probably don't need a lot of these pieces until I do. So we're just going to put all of these extruder related pieces away, of course, except for the tooth wheelie thingies here for the extruder motors. Cross thread them in nature's Loctite. I like that, Ben. That's cute. That's cool. Are they the plastic pieces for sliding the block off the rail so you don't lose the ball bearings? Wonder, maybe, you know. But these ones here, the last ones I had, when I could slide the rail right out. I'll show you when we get to it in this build, whether it's this week, next week, whenever. When you slide the rail off of the actual bearing thing, it has little rails, tiny little rails that are holding the bearings in. So I don't quite slide it all the way off. I slide it off one end. I take a little dab, toothpick or whatever, put a little bit of the grease in there on either side. Then I slide it the other way, put a little bit of grease in there. But they've got a little tiny little guardrail, if you want to call it, so that the bearings don't just fall out. I'm assuming these will have it as well. So I think that's a great feature to lube your balls up with, is that I can't believe I just said that, to lube your bearings, the ball bearings, so they don't fall out all over the place on you. So yeah. Oh God, who's going to mention it? Who's going to say it? If Kieran was here, he would, but I'm sure Jason will take over. Anyways, okay. Then we have the I believe this is called a racetrack. It's for running the wires down. So I have this one, plus I've got a huge, massive piece because I wanted a larger racetrack for the back of the. This is good for the bottom where the power supply is, but I bought a wire one for the back where all the boards and everything are. You heard it here, everyone. Lube your. Just carefully remove the carriage and pack the grease. Yeah, that's what it is. Just got to be careful removing it, of course. But I like the fact this has the rails to hold the balls in. Okay, now we have the build plate and parts. Now the nice thing I like about this, if it's the same, which I think it is, so there's our drag chain for the bed. Okay, and then we have they provide great springs. I mean, good quality springs for the bed. Okay, that's those yellow ones that we all know and love. And then even the knobs. So the other piece you don't have to print is you don't have to print the bed leveling screws unless you want bigger ones. But for the size of this bed, these steel screws are fine. Knurled nuts. Okay, and then the bed itself. If they do it on this one thing I really liked that they did for me in this LDO kit is they attach the hot plate, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, there we go, just right to the bed. So some of the kits will give you the glue and everything to attach this to the bed yourself, but LDO Motors goes ahead and they attach that for you. They do a really good job at sticking that down professionally, really well. All the wiring and everything is done on it. So all you got to do is basically plug and play this bed. So that is a great little addition as far as one of these LDO kits goes. Other kits may have that as well. I don't know, but I have seen some instructional videos that tell you how to glue this bed on here and what product to use, etc. So much better. And again, a nice thick, I believe it's 8mm bed. Let's just have a quick peek here. Yeah, it's an 8mm bed. Really nice thick bed. So chances of that bed warping, if you manage to warp that bed, get rid of all your printers, because you shouldn't have one. And it comes with both the nice strong magnet on this. There we go. It comes with a smooth PEI sheet and a double-sided textured PEI sheet. So I haven't used a smooth one yet. I love the texture on these sheets. It's not too much texture and it's not too little texture. It's great. It gives a nice finish on the bottom of the prints. So there is our bed. Okay. Then we have all of this kit includes all of the acrylic pieces, all the acrylic pieces for the top hat, for the sides, for the back, the black smoky black acrylic pieces for the back. I won't open these yet, but everything you need to enclose your printer is right here in this package of all these acrylic pieces. It's awesome. Okay. And there's only one more thing left to pull out of the box. Who knows what's left to pull out of the box? Who's going to be the winner of the chicken dinner? What's the last thing that I got to pull out of the box that I haven't pulled out yet? It's right in here. I think I just gave it away because you can actually read it. Duh. They had to pre-apply the RTV due to export issues. Oh, really? Okay. That was the part of the build you found the worst. Okay, wow. The extrusions. No, the extrusions are right here. Right there. You can spot them right camera and pointing to them. But if you would have said the motors, you would have been right. A rabbit. How about sleight of hand here. Whoa. Oh, there we go. Oh, let's see. A duck. Look what was in a duck. You were close, Jason. No, we have extruder motors. There's our anti-backlash nut. That's the thing that gave me hassle on my printer yesterday. I had tightened something too tight on it. So what do you win? No, I said motors before you type motors. You win my ultimate respect. Now, they do give you, everything's pre-wired, but they do give you a kit here of the, I think this is JST connectors. I don't remember. It doesn't matter. I don't know my names. No big deal. There we go. No, that light's useless. So they do give you some connectors if you want to shorten your motor wires, because the motor wires are a little long in some cases. Yes, there is a Raspberry Pi 3B in this kit duff. It was included with it. You could run this on a 3B, a 4. You could run this on a 02W as well, I'm sure. But, well, not really on a 02W, not if you want to hook up your couple different things like I have the screen on this one, which I'm sure you could, but Jason will correct me. You can win a beer out of your own fridge. There you go. There you go, Printer Prawn. Dang YouTube lag strikes you again. Yeah, see? So yeah, anti-backlash. And as I say, if you want to shorten your cables, which I might this time, because I've gotten a lot of practice on crimping these things, and when I did the rat rig build, because I had to do all my own wiring and crimping on the rat rig build. So, and of course you have the Z rod, the Z motor. This is somebody told me that this is this isn't a stainless steel rod. This is a carbon fiber, or what is this material? And said it doesn't really need to be lubricated, and it's very, very slippery and soft. What is that? Carbon fiber? So, anyways, 02W will run fine. The 0 will just printer. Teflon. Thank you, Teflon. This is a Teflon Z rod, so theoretically does not need lubricating. So Teflon. So that's, there's another nice feature of this LDO kit. You have that Teflon rod. Again, all the cables are here, included with the motors, all pre-wired. And as I say, I did find that some of the motors, especially the two. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's a shorter one, but some of these motors the cables were a little long, so So there's our A motor. We have our A motor and our B motor. These are 1.8 degree NEMA 14 steppers. Yeah, so these are the motors we're getting with it. And the camera is not going to focus for me. Why? Why? Because it just doesn't feel like focusing. Okay, cool. So we have two of those motors, and then of course I have a spare because I'm not going to be using this, but this is the pancake motor for the feeder, extruder, feeder, whatever you want to call it. I call it a feeder, but because I'm using the LGX Lite, I will not be using this motor. So, because the LGX Lite comes with its own motor. Little safety fact: Tough Bulbs brand light bulbs are Teflon coated and off-gas fumes. Really? Interesting. Interesting. So there is the motor kit. That, my fine feathered followers, is the everything involved. Does that overhead camera even showing all this? Come on, there we go. There we go. So let's switch to that. There is everything involved in doing this build. It is beautiful. So there's the unbox. Let's get rid of that box. I got so much recycling. I fill my recycle bin every single week. It's ridiculous. Who has that much recycling? Teflon rod is good up to 240 Celsius. Okay, I don't think the stepper gets that hot. Speaking of temperature, Jason, where did you find, and this is off topic a little bit, but not, this is to do with Clipper running the Voron 0.1. You sent me 2 lines of code to put in my printer config that would allow me to see my Raspberry Pi temperature and my mainboard temperature, and I cannot for the life of me find those lines of code. I can Google them and look them up, etc., but I always figure if there's an easier way to do it and it saves me looking it up, then just ask. So I hope they did. Lots of VFA issues with the LDO motors. They upgraded their AB motors starting with batch 5. I don't know what batch this is. I don't know. I really don't know what batch number this is. So, although it's one of the newer ones, because my local guy just got them in like a week or two ago. So I think it's probably one of the newer batches that was sent out. But then who knows how long these things are on a boat coming over, and et cetera, et cetera. So yeah. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start organizing a little bit. Temperature sensor, Raspberry Pi temperature sensor, temperature. Is that the line right there? Temperature sensor, Raspberry Pi temperature host. That's the line. Okay. Let me go into YouTube where I can actually see that. And let me copy. Oh, my YouTube feed is frozen. Look at that. I am frozen on YouTube. There we go. There we are. You just buy the AB motors. Can you just buy the AB motors? I'm sure you can. I'm sure you can. So, and anybody new to Clipper, this is a beautiful thing to show you, is that I can be here and I'm running a job. I can go to my machine settings. I can go to my printer config. I think I can just put that at the top anywhere for now. Let's just make sure it works. And if I paste in what Jason just sent me, I believe temperature sensor, Raspberry Pi, and then I'm going to put that down to the next line, just like that. And then what's that little red dot at the beginning? Doop. And then because it's smart enough to know that I'm printing a job right now, so normally it's going to say save and restart, but it's just saying save and close. So I can save it there. My printer config is updated, and I haven't lost progress on my job. And when this job is done, then I can restart my firmware, and all that stuff will be updated. And that's it. No compiling, no flashing, no nothing. I didn't even have to flash the screen. It's done. I could, but no, it's done. Check my messenger. Uh-oh, what did I do now? What did I do now? Check my messenger. Okay. I think that's what I put in there. I'm going to just double check. And temperature underscore sensor Raspberry Pi. Yes, I did. And temperature sensor type quote Raspberry host. Perfect. Done. Done and done. And it looks like it actually worked too. So, but I won't know till I finish this print because it's not going to show me the temperature right now while I'm in the midst of running a print, which is at 77%. So we're almost on this print. Thank you, Jason. And that's the other thing about this. It's a great community. There is so many people out there that are so willing to help others so selflessly. It's great. Thank you so much. I did fine. Wonderful. Okay. I'm going to pop open the instructions for starting to assemble this V01. And let's see if we can't, since we have another hour, let's see if we can't maybe get some of this going. There's a couple steps from the last build that I quote unquote missed, overlooked. And that's the nice thing about building more than one of something is that you learn from your past mistakes. And there's even something that is left out of the instructions that I know that I want to do this time, and it's to do with the front door latch magnets. Nowhere in the instructions, I went over it 3 times, did they tell me to insert nuts in the that one extrusion for those magnets. And now I know to insert 2 nuts in that extrusion for those magnets. So there we go. Aha, okay. So let's go on, and I just basically do LDO Voron 0.1 kit, and this will help me find the instructions. So boom, because I have to go in here because the electronics are a little different than the standard kit on this anyways. So we're going to go to the Voron 01 kit. We're going to go to the wire. So there's a wiring guide here specifically for this. I have to print a specific wiring encasement to hold the plug, et cetera, et cetera. But we'll go printed parts guide, and there's the assembly manual right here on GitHub. And I can download the assembly manual, which I probably already have on my computer, but it's just as easy for me to download it from scratch. There's the I'm using the new updated version of Prusa Slicer, which has the Voron design profiles in it. Okay, let's go to my download folder, which is right here. And there's my assembly manual, and let's open her up. Oh, come on. Adobe, you're going to really make me sign in, Adobe? Okay, let's sign in. And continue. And it just means I have to boot myself out at my office. And continue, and it's going to say, who do you want to boot out? It's going to be 2 of them, KKP's iMac and KKP's iMac. I got to rename those because there's 2 of us at the office that use it. So I'll just sign that one out. Continue. There we go. Voron 01 manual PDF page 54. Oh, no way. Jason, I'm going to cry. You just want to prove me wrong. You mean there, right there? Hang on. No. Oh, no. How did I miss that? Okay, you proved me wrong. You proved me wrong. Thanks. Appreciate it. Okay. You remember not being a happy panda about having to rip apart because the old manual version. Okay, well, it's there anyway. Oh, okay. So, lesson learned here, and I learned this lesson last week as well. Everyone is that you got to read the manual thoroughly. So thoroughly. Okay, so we have our tools, which we know, ball end driver. We have a good set of ball end drivers. Um, and then our different extrusions. I learned the hard way last time as well, is that to be careful that you watch for where the holes are in the extrusion, et cetera, et cetera. Because I said to myself, oh, I have an extra one of these. I didn't. I didn't look sideways and see the holes in it sideways. So component prep. They want me to prep a bunch of components. I don't know if I can. I think right now what I could probably start prepping is linear rails. I don't have any. I'm waiting to print some of these parts, as I say. And so I'm not going to do any heat insets on the parts at this moment because, as I say, I'm waiting to get some material and decide what I'm going to print these parts in. It doesn't take long to print these parts. I can have them done in a week, if not less. So what I think I'll do to begin is let's have a look at the linear rails, shall we? Shall we? You're excited for the point two? Is there a point two coming out? Dang. Hope there's an upgrade. Okay, let's pull some linear rails. Let's take some linear rails apart. Let's have some fun. Let's begin with a real fun, non-boring look at some linear rails. Want to look at that image before you start. Oh, yeah. Okay, Brandon. Yeah. Okay, hang on. I forgot. Thanks for reminding me. You sent me that image. Let's just have a peek. Let's open my email. Let's minimize all these windows. Let's open my email. And, oh, wow. Too many people live on Twitch. Brandon, there we are. Okay, let's download that screenshot. Okay, and let's make the window big. Do you want me to show that on live here, Brandon? And you can tell what we're looking at. Let's see if I can see what I'm looking at. Voron 0.1 90-degree bed rotation. Interesting. Okay, am I showing this live, Brandon? Okay, there we go. There's what we're looking at. So it's called a Voron 0190-degree bed rotation. So I'm guessing this. That's interesting. This is your Z motor. There's your A and B motors for your Core XY. I can't rotate this. Oh, that's just because it's a screenshot. That's interesting looking. It's a little bigger. Oh, or is it actually bigger, or is it utilizing the same extrusions just in a different configuration? Jason, I'm going to wear that T-shirt next week. I've learned how to find easy ways, so that's interesting looking, Brendan. That's quite interesting. So it looks like it's using no, because there's some more. There's one, two. Oh yeah, there's only two short extrusions there. Interesting. Cool. Using the same extrusions, just different config. That is quite interesting, actually. I'm trying to picture in my head how that would go together and how the bed. See, with the bed fitting in here, it almost looks like it'd be too narrow. It almost looks like that extra wide. Or is the bed? That's just interesting. Hard to wrap my brain around that. That is different though. That is neat. So are you actually going to build that? Huh. You'd have to redesign the top hat a little bit. Huh. That's what I like about the fact that it's an open source thing. You can do the design. You can same size, just rotated 90 degrees. Okay. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. So the bed is 90 degrees to the AB motors versus right now it's okay. Okay, so looking at it again. So basically what you've done is you've taken this portion here and instead of putting it over here with the AB motors, it's 90 degrees to the AB motors. So you have access up here. That's quite interesting. So is that a mod you could actually do with the existing kit? That's pretty cool. Yep. Lose some X due to tool head. Okay, linear rails. Oh me, oh my, linear rails. So let me grab my grease. Oh, where's my grease? Lube. I have a whole container dedicated to lube. Don't go there. We need to redo some of the printed parts and would not lose and bed as it's, yeah, okay. Linear rails, metal parts that never fail. Yeah. Let me grab a cloth to lay the rails out on. Okay. This is supposed to be lint-free cloths. That one doesn't look too lint-free. Actually, as a matter of fact, I'm going to use a piece of paper instead. That way I'm not going to get any lint. Let's see, there we go. Perfect. Okay, so let's go ahead and now LDO SLR7HIR. And they are, look, it's a linear rail. Look at that. Okay, did a huge lag just enter the video or is it just you? Oh, let me see. It's probably me. It's probably my end. I don't know. My video is going, but I don't know if it's lagging. Let's see. Is it a sound lag? Yeah, that's going to be interesting, Brendan. I'll follow that for sure when you do that. Audio is out of sync? Okay, I can fix that. Audio out of sync is an easy problem to fix. In 3, 2, 1. I'll see you in a second. Bye. Dum 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 dum. There we go. Audio might be back in sync now. Might be back in sync. I don't have my volume up or headphones on, so I can't hear myself. There's one linear rail. Okay. Now, linear rails. Do you guys actually wipe them with isopropyl before you re-grease the bearings, or do you just open these and grease the bearings? I just opened them and greased the bearings last time because they didn't seem to have much grease on them There doesn't seem to be. I mean, when I got the rat rig linear rails, they were loaded with grease on the rail and everywhere. This one seems to be pretty. Come on, come on. There we go. These ones seem to be pretty dry. Like there's nothing coming off of my hand at all. So, anyways. You need help designing the printed parts. Oh, okay. Well, I can do design in Fusion 360. I've not yet designed a part for a printer, but I mean, I'm always open to trying something. Love the shirt. They have the store just down the road from me. Okay, well, yeah, that's I've been given a couple rolls of different filaments from them to test. So I got the shirt at the show last week from Mr. Richard Cleveland. So yeah, upside down face lube through the hole into the carriage. Easier way. Upside down face lube through the hole into the carriage. I found. What did I use last time? Did I use a toothpick, or did I use? I think I just used a. Matter of fact, I think I just used the tip of this guy. And what I did is I'll show you what I did, and I agree with that. It's easier, but the balls won't fall out because I'll see if I can do this and show you. There we go. So if you look here, really close. If I turn the light on, there you go. And it's really hard to see, but there's a railing. There's a little railing right along the balls, so the balls will not fall out unless I pull that little railing out. So the balls are kind of clipped in. It's really, really hard. Yeah, there you go. I think you can see it in there. You can see that little railing there. You can see the railings that are holding the balls in. So there's no, I'm not going to turn them upside down because I don't want to tempt fate. But all I've been doing is taking the grease now and just tapping some grease along the balls. And that's it. So that's kind of what I've been doing on the last ones. And they seem to be fine. And as I say, I could probably pull this right out, but I don't want to. I'm just leaving it part way in, and then it just rolls in really well. So yeah, it's really cool that they got those little railings to hold them in. So I was just taking, oops, here we go. Here we're a little, there we go. So I'm taking a little bit of lube on the tip of this. That's almost too much. Because from what I understand, you don't want to over lube these things. Just like that, and then, well, that's even smoother than it was. So we'll just roll it along. Okay, and I'm going to just do the other side as well. So let's put this back in. Pop this one out. And we'll pull these out to this side. And it should have spread over, but I'm just going to give it a little bit of lube on this side too. And if I'm doing anything wrong, somebody scream up and tell me, because I've never lubed my balls before as far as like on linear rails. Stop it, Tim. So there we go. So that's plenty for that. I'm sure that is pretty much plentiful. And so there's one and done. Might be able to collab in Fusion if someone else was to start the project. Okay, cool. Lies. Okay, so let's put another piece of paper right up here. There we go. And then we'll take our done one. Hopefully that was the top one. I'm sure it was. Yeah, you can actually feel the difference. Huge difference in sliding motion. You know, I thought this was good. When you put this grease on it, it's even better. So it's awesome. And I'm using, just so you can see what I'm using, I am using multi-purpose synthetic grease with PTFE. Okay, and that's that Super Lube brand is what I'm using for these. This is what was recommended a long time ago. I've got a bunch of this stuff. I mean, this tube will last me forever. Okay, so let's pull this one out, and we'll do the same thing on this side. But if it wasn't for the community, no, I'm probably going to make me a liar. I don't recall the instructions talking about packing the bearings, lubricating the bearing. I don't recall seeing it in the instructions. But basically, because of the community help here, I know now that I have to do this. So, otherwise, I would never have known to grease the ball bearings. I'll look up a chat in a minute here. I don't know if that's. Come on, is that light even on? There we go. So a little bit there, a little bit in there. There we go. Oh, that one feels a lot looser. Although it's fine. I mean, there's no resistance at all there, so it should be good. Okay. Numero trio. Oops, that one's got something. What's holding the end there? Oh, just a little glitch. Okay. They have a guide for greasing the rails on the dock site. Oh, do they? Okay. Well, I think I'm doing okay. I think that's too much. I think this is what I'm doing. I think is fine. I think it's working. I mean, these are tiny, tiny, tiny balls. I'm telling you, I would cry if I ever dropped this and broke all the balls loose. I would. It would be. It would be virtual. It would be impossible to find them all. A little bit in this end, and we're good. I'm probably being overly generous here, but there we go. Number 4. And we'll just open this last one up since we're here. 17 people viewing. Thank you so much, everybody who's watching. I know this is this part of the build. It's kind of like watching paint dry, but hey, let's just see if my likes equal the watches. 17 likes, 17 viewers. 20 viewers now, but I like that. Awesome. It's like watching paint dry, but it's a reality. It's part of the build. Anybody who ever is going to or has built this knows this is part of the build. And yeah, maybe it's a boring part to be showing on a live stream, but tough luck. It's my party and I'll show it if I want to. I know people don't like when I sing on stream. I don't understand why. They like the moist paint. Moist paint. There we go. And we're almost done. Just got another 2 rails to go. And then we will go. Done and done. Man, this one feels super, super. I mean, it is without even touching it. And this one, yeah, I guess these ones are pretty much not as loose, but they're still well, they're still good. Sing to you, okay. Let's see. What can I sing that you would like, that you would appreciate? I don't want to get a copyright strike, but calling occupants of interplanetary craft. Calling occupants of interplanetary most extraordinary craft. Okay, you don't want to hear Carpenters. I don't want to lose viewers though, Jason. I mean, people with headphones are probably looking for the prescription eardrops already. I will have, moving forward, I do have some music planned, hopefully, to come on stream with. There we go. We are all lubed. We are all greased. There we go. We have 5 greased rails. Modern Major General. 3 coins in a fountain. Do I know 3 coins in a fountain? Are you crazy? Do I know 3 coins in a fountain? Never heard of it. 3 coins in a fountain. The first one will be mine. No, I have no idea. I can make up lyrics. I'm really good at BSing and making things up. But yeah, I honestly don't know that song. So, oh look, guess what just finished? Oh, could it be? Prince just finished. Let's have a look. Hot off the press. Oh, one part just fell. Oh, it failed. Oh, I have not had a failed print before. Whoa, what happened to that? This is supposed to be on there. Something happened. Oh, the Voron let me down. The rest of the parts look good. Okay, these parts are great. The arms. Okay. And we have something about a neck thing. And then these parts, nice, just straight off the bed, nice and clean. Look at that. The holes are clean. But, oh, where's my part box? Right here. But this little guy failed for some reason. I'm pretty sure I didn't need supports on that, but let's have a look. Since we got, let's have a peek. That's what I'm just, it's broken already. That's what I'm thinking, Jason. I don't think I needed supports for that part, but let's have a look. Let's have a look at this part. Let's go back into the slicer. There we go. Did I? Oh, maybe. Yeah. Oh, I probably printed it the wrong way around. No, here, let's eliminate. Let's have a look and see. Maybe I did need a supports on that part, but usually most of his files you don't need supports on. So this is the guilty party right here. And yeah, so there's where it failed, is under here. There's 45 degrees coming up though. Yeah, I guess I can kind of see why that would have failed, but there's no other way to print that. So I should print it again and put a few little supports in there, I suppose. Although that should have worked. That should have worked. Because it should be able to handle that angle. Can you sing I Enjoy Being a Girl? Let me think about that. I enjoy being a girl, but I'm not. No, I can't. I can't sing that. You guys are just trying to make me embarrass myself, and it won't work. I used to be a shy guy before streaming. Now I really, I could do everything short of dance naked on stream now, and it doesn't bother me. Maybe I have to throw it. No, that should work without support. Let's see if I slice that up. Let's just see what happens here. Now let's just go and go boom. So we come up, we come up, we come up, we come up. Yeah, that should not need support. Not even in that little bridging gap right in here. That should be fine. So I'll tell you what we'll do. This is a 29-minute. And look at that, we have just over half hour left in the show. So let's go ahead and send that again. And let's prove it wrong. What's the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. Oh, let's go ahead first and let's go to our machine and let's go to our printer config and let's just make a little change in here. Space, backspace. Let's save and restart. Let's see if we have our temperature probes on the main screen. And we do. Raspberry Pi. We have the Pi. Where is the main board? We didn't put the main board. Printer config. Sensor type, Raspberry Pi. So now if I were to copy this, okay, you experts out there, copy. I'm gonna paste it. What would I call the sensor for the main board? Huh? There would have been a reset button at the top. Hey. Temperature sensor Pico. Type temperature MCU. MCU. It's like that. My board name, is my board a Pico? I don't know. Let's save and restart. Tell me if I'm nuts or not. Come up with an error. I dare you. Come up with an error. I dare you. I dare you. There we go. Pico. Raspberry Pi. We did it. And what else did I do? I tried. Oh, and a bed level. The bed level macro worked. Oh, look at that. I added a macro yesterday. And I forget who helped me. I think it was somebody helped me reload the browser. I added this macro right there. Bed level. And it worked. At least I think it worked. Anyways, okay. Because we have a bed level macro there, but I'm not going to level the bed. The bed's level right now. I want to start that print. And let's go to the shoulder G code and let's start the print. Let's get this printing. Here we go. Can't believe that piece broke. That is the first. Am I going to be a liar? Yes, this is the first actual production part or actual usage part for something I wanted to build that failed on this printer for me. First fail. And I'm sure it won't be the last. I guess I should put a build plate on here. Okay. So we're not going to get much more done until I get some parts printed. I could, I suppose, do a few other things, but I really need to get some parts printed before I go too much further. And it was just sort of a last second thing this week about that I would change my mind on which filament, because obviously I wouldn't have printed all these other parts if I had realized I was going to use a different filament. You could start the frame. Of course I could. How was the show? The show was great, Joe. It was good. It was not as many overall attendees as we thought, and there were about 15 vendors, maybe 10, that didn't show up. But for the people that were there, it was very informative. The few of us that had the 3D booths were extremely busy. People are fascinated by 3D printing. I had questions. I had people wanting to buy the Voron kit off of me, and it was their first 3D printer, and they know nothing about 3D printing. And I said, well, do some research. I said, it's a great kit. It's a great way to learn 3D printing and to dive in head first. I said, but it's not going to be an easy build if you don't know the basics of 3D printing. So, and then I had a doctor talking to me about what printer he should get to print models of human organs to show patients. And it's like, I mean, I had everything all over the place. So it was a good show, though. It was really good. I gained a handful of subscribers on my channel from it. Answered a lot of questions, as I said. And yeah, I think it was quite successful. So I am doing another one in July in Edmonton. Myself and Richard are going to be going up there, and I think we're going to make a family trip out of it, a weekend family trip too. So let's come on over here. Let's bring this over, and let's see what this part is doing. I'm going to bring a camera over here so we can watch this for the last part of this, and maybe I'll start assembling some frame. Because if I don't, Jason he'll just hassle me over it and all that stuff, and I'll never hear the end of it. He'll Twitter me about it and all that stuff. So I'm just going to pop a camera off here. Oh. You never know what's going to happen on one of my live streams. Sounds like I was the doctor of 3D. Well, you know, I told, and okay, so here's a doctor asking me these questions. Okay, so number one, doctor probably has a bit of money to spend, or he probably wants something a little higher end than an Ender 3. So I suggested that he look at the Prusa XL, because he could configure the Prusa XL for what, 4 or 5 colors. You know, and somebody might say, well, you should have talked to him about the you guys know what I mean. It's that 8-color one, palette. Should have talked to him about the palette. Well, no, because that adds a whole other level of complexity to an already complex thing to do if you're new to this thing. So that's why I said, okay, go look at the Prusa XL. It's a new printer they just brought out. It's pricey, I said, but it will allow you to have, I think I said to him, up to 4 or 5 heads. So you can have 4 or 5 different colors in your filament. And I said, you've got to learn how to do that in the slicer and how to separate your colors and your organs and whatever you want to do. But I said, that printer will be well capable of producing the prints you want. So, yeah, so questions like that. 5 colors, okay. First rule of 3D printing, do not anger the Jason. Ooh, there's another t-shirt idea. Do not anger the Jason. I like that. Palette will have some growing pains with splicing different materials and all or not. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I would never recommend the palette to somebody new. If they have a budget, I would recommend something like an XL that has the tool head changer in it. So your PC, so no audio, but you're not streaming Twitch too? No, I'm not. Heading to mobile in a couple minutes. We'll have sound then. No Twitch, old curmudgeon. No, I don't even know how you would say that if you can't hear me. I don't hassle, but I won't let you forget. Okay, what am I missing comment-wise here? Because, you know, for the money, get a Prusa for your first. Yes, exactly. Hey, 3D Medic Vince. I could start the frame. I know, Jason. Stop it. You have one on pre-order? Of course, everybody and their brother does except me. And that's other people were. I had the Prusa Mark III there. I had the FL Sun SR, which I'm not going to bring to the next show. It's not a. Anyways, you know, the most common question, of course, was how much is this one? How much is this one? How much is this one? And basically, I told people that if you've got the budget, get a printer like a Prusa, because number one, I say they're the Apple of 3D printers. Now, you Apple haters are going to say, well, but whatever. But I say the proofs is the apple of 3D printers. They pretty much just work. You can build the kit, you can get it built for you, and you put it in and it works. It's great. Their service is excellent. Their support and service is excellent, et cetera, et cetera. If you don't mind tinkering a little bit and you don't have a budget and blah, 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 blah. Anyways, but it was all about, the number one question was how much were these printers, et cetera. And then there was a lot of people interested in, say, the Voron 01 saying, oh, yeah, that might be a good first printer to get and blah, blah, blah. And I said, do some research. Keep in mind, it's a complicated build. If you have patience, great. If you tend to be the one that doesn't have patience, you can't wait and ask for help, blah, 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 it might not be for you to begin with. So Raise 3D Raise 3D are great printers too, of course. They are. I think that's what Mr. Moses has a few of those. They are great printers. There's a lot of, even what's that other one? Ultimaker. Ultimaker makes great printers. They're expensive, but they're good printers. So. Okay, I was just going to get a camera on this print for you, and then I was going to look and see if I could actually assemble some of the frame, but I seem to. I need to build a camera stand. Come on, there we go. There's a camera stand, and we'll see if this. I just want to see if this is going to handle that thing it didn't handle before. Because these printers should handle anything I throw at them. Let me go into studio mode here for a second, so I don't. And we'll go to this. That way I can zoom in and focus this. Whoa. And then down, and if I focus it, there we go. Okay. And then if I go to this, there we go. There's that printing. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to put my ugly mug in the corner here, just so you know that I'm still here. ELP, I think that's yeah, it is. There we are. So I'll put myself down, maybe right there. Let's watch and see if this actually fails printing on its own. It shouldn't. It should work. Because that is really no more than a 45-degree angle happening there. So we'll see what happens there. That bamboo one, that printer looks awesome. With audio. Okay, good, Godosi. Good. No, I'm not twitching. Just YouTube on Sundays. Yeah, it does. It looks legit because they actually have built running printers. Seems legit, but again, look back at the what was that one? Joel was at a trade show and they were showing it. It's called the Ivy, and they had one working and printing at the trade show. That apparently that Kickstarter went bust. They never did deliver. And there's been a couple where they've actually had working models, but they didn't deliver. So it's too bad. That steep is iffy. Well, it failed on the first one, so we'll see. I don't think it needs supports, and if it fails on this one, then I will throw supports on it. But I think it should work. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe it's just not cooling fast enough. Maybe I should have slowed the print down. Because, yeah, there's a little thread hanging there on the side anyways, but that's nothing to do with the steep. So we'll see. We'll see what happens on there. Meantime, I'm going to go back and look at the documents here and see what I can start putting together here. I could start throwing some linear rails in the on the extrusions. Yeah, why don't I do that? So I need MGN7 rail and E extrusions E. This is where I messed up last time. I would grab the wrong extrusion. So the E extrusions, the squiggle at the end of the overhang. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Okay, so my E extrusions have a hole 29.5 millimeters in. Okay, that's a plain extrusion with no holes. That's a plain extrusion with no holes. That's a plain extrusion with no holes. Okay, don't tell me I have to drill my own extrusions. Oh, you got to be kidding. A bit of lag on chat? Okay. Oh, there we go. Good. If there's lag on chat, I can fix that and I'll be right back. And I think you can still hear the audio, but we're just going to open this up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go. Hopefully that fixed the lag. It's funny, the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 extrusions, I picked no holes. And I'm like, crap, do I have to drill my own extrusions? But no, I think I found some with holes now. There we are. And there we are. That one, those are those. That's what I messed up last time. Or let me switch cameras. I messed up on the extrusions because you have holes, holes here and here, but I didn't turn it over and look for other holes. And I forget which part I came to when I was like, there's no hole here. And it's like, crap, I put it on the other part. So I had to take off something in order to correct my mistake. Okay, those 4 are all the same. You turned off ensure vertical thickness to eliminate it. Line up your rails, put painter's tape across and label each one, then cut tape with a razor, then each one is labeled for the build. That's a good point, That's a really good point, Jason. You're always coming up with the ideas to help save me, and like one of these days, there we go. There's our fail. Okay. There is our, I should have had this on, but there's our fail. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into our, and let's go end print. Okay, there's our fail. So definitely need support on this. Okay. Definitely needs support. I know, fail. I don't have to rub it in. I'm pretty sure that, okay. So if I just go support from build plate only, see what this is going to do for me. Yeah, that's, really? That's it? No. See, that's, so according to Prusa Slicer, that's the only place I need support. And I believe the failure happened over on this side, because this side was still stuck to the bed. So this is where we have to, we're going to go enforcers only, and then we're going to have to come over here. We're going to have to paint some supports on probably, oh, I don't know. I would say this whole area kind of needs supports. Down this is there, boom, boom. I think it's going to ignore my overhanging sides there for me. So there, just probably that. That's probably fine just to start, because it was fine starting up. And let's just, I don't know, just for fun, let's just see what that does. Now let's see what we get. There, that's better. That might be overkill, but you know what? Doesn't matter. That part underneath is not going to be a critical part that's seen anyway. So that should work. Hey, Ben. Oh, thank you so much, Ben. Appreciate it. 45 degrees, didn't need that sport at that speed unless calling is crap. What? Failure mode. You guys. Let's just send it and print it. Upload. Boom. There we are. Is that my new shoulder? No. I'll probably have to delete this one because it's the same name. I can't trust that it overwrote it. Let's just upload it again. And there it is. Oh, you're not finished uploading? What? You're going to make me work for it? What's going on? Print. What are you doing? Error. I know it's an error. Okay, let's reload the browser. Boom, boom, error. I know. I told you to cancel the print. You'll be ready in about 3 seconds. There you go. And there we go. Why is it not showing the supports in the preview? Maybe it doesn't show supports in the preview because it's just showing the part that's being printed. We'll see. Okay. If the G-code preview showed squiggly extrusions at the overhang, then you might fail again. I haven't done the Wordle today yet, but thank you. That'll make me look like a genius. That will make me look so smart. Oh, come on. There we go. I just want to do that. I want to see if this print will work. Let's watch this one and see. We're going to got about 12 minutes left. Okay, we're going to take Jason's advice, and we're going to grab some... What color tape did you say to use, Jason? Let's see. I think you said green. You can lead me to water, but you can't make me drink. Fair enough. Painter's tape. Oh, you didn't specify a color. Okay, good. Turn off, ensure vertical thickness and slicer. Okay, let's have a look. Because I never know where to find anything, I'm going to go ensure vertical thickness. Turn it off. Oh, okay. Now, is that... Oh, it's okay, Ben. No big deal. Most days I don't have time to do it, or I just forget to do it. So, okay, so let's do that since the print just started. Yeah, it is doing a crap load of supports. Let's stop the print. Let's end the print, and we'll reslice it with the ensure vertical thickness. No error. Why? It's not an error. Okay, I purposely stopped the print. I can see that if it was like, duh, did you mean to? Anyways, it was not an error. You know, here, I'll just show you there. See, it's saying right up in the left there, error. It's not an error. An error is something that is not intended. Hitting end print is an intention. So it is a cute little printer. Still called an error. Yeah, okay. I like Standby better. But I respect the printer's decision to call it an error. I do. Okay, there we go. This should make everybody, including myself, happy that it's going to possibly work. Ensure vertical shell thickness. That's interesting. Okay, so you turn that off to avoid the squigglies. Okay, cool. I'll have to read up on that or something because I did not know to turn that off. Okay, let's just get technical. It is a cute printer, and I'm a cute guy. Okay, let's get back to it where I was while you guys watch this print. So I want extrusion A. Has no holes whatsoever. Okay, so I don't really. Oh, and no threading. Extrusion A has no holes and no threads. Oh, but they all have threads. That's the one thing that I noticed. Is that all these extrusions have threading in the end of them, even the ones that are blank with no holes. And you know what? That's a great thing to do so you don't. So that they make them idiot proof, or in this case, Tim proof, by putting threading on every one of them, whether it has the holes on the side or not. And yeah, they've all got the 3mm M3 threading. So only an idiot could mess these up. And I'm listening, and don't everybody speak at once. So, yeah. There we go. To reduce production costs, yeah. With a huge ego. Who? Me? I don't have a big ego. I've got the smallest ego. My ego is so small. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we have 6. So what Jason was saying to do, I'm going to do this. We can watch the print in a minute. I just want to watch me. Put the tape across. Like this. And then we are going to call this A and B, 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 and B. That is a brilliant idea. Then we take a razor knife. Why does the first rounds look thin when the print starts? Well, I always do 3 skirt outlines. And I think at the end of the print, it does a slight retraction in the nozzle so that when it starts the print, the nozzle isn't quite purged, which is why I do 3 skirt outlines to ensure that I get good purge in the nozzle. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I have a lot of people tell me, you don't need a skirt, but I always run a skirt. Even if there's a purge line, I run a skirt because for a few reasons. To make sure the filament is flowing properly, and if I happen to have to adjust my Z, then that does it. So there you go, Jason. You mean something like that. And then now they're all just separated. So that's a good idea. That way I'm not hunting for which rail is which and wasting my time trying to figure it out. Your ego is so small. How small is it? My ego is so small that when it sits around the house, it sits around the house. Your line width is 0.45 for the model and 0.38 for the supports. Okay. I just used the standard supports. I didn't even think about looking at that. Okay, so on to extrusion C. Let's just see if this print works. It's going to work. I have confidence. So extrusion C, it's 2 of them, and it has the holes 7.5mm from the ends, just on the 2 sides. Okay, so that's all 4. Yeah, you got these can be tricky. You got to be careful. They can be sneaky. Some of them have more holes than, and that's the lesson I learned on the last build. Was to check your rails carefully. Or your extrusions, rails, extrusions, same difference. No, okay, that's one of them, and that's the other one of those. Let's make sure. There's actually 4 of them. Oh, I see. Again, that's that whole threaded end thing. So the 4 are the same. Okay, so these 4 are the same, except 2 are C, 2 are D. Okay, fair enough. 0.48 walls. Don't know about supports. Okay. If the supports are going to be troublesome to remove and leave dirty marks where I don't want dirty marks seen, then yeah, I can see that. This and this 7:55. Where has the 2 hours gone, folks? Okay, so this is 2 of them are C and 2 of them are D. C, C, D, and D. There we go. C, C, D, D. 125%. There we go. CCs and DDs. Oh, excuse me. I shouldn't sniff into the microphone. And then an E. So E, this is the one that has the single hole, 29.5 millimeters in, and nothing on the other extrusion. So single 29.5 in, single 29.5 in. And again, no, hang on. There should be. Okay, hang on. What did I do here? Oh, I mislabeled something. See, I got to check. My D's that I just did are not right. So I got to take my D's off. These are not D's. There we go. Okay. So be very careful when you're building this to make sure. So my D's I had mixed up. So these are D's right here. And the main difference is the D's have holes there and holes there. But on this side, just a hole there. Those are my D's. And I just about screwed that up. There we go. These 2 are D's. That's what I mixed up last time. And I had put one of them in the wrong spot. And I had to strip down a little. I didn't have to strip down. I had to take things apart to a point to put the proper rails in the proper spot. Okay. Audio sync again. Ay, ay, ay. D and D. Well, you just want me to shut down and reboot OBS in hopes that it doesn't come back on. Is that not true? Well, let's see if that happens. Should be good now. Should be good now. Let's give you guys this camera view here. See if this is going to work. Okay, so we got our D's straightened out. Now we need our E's. So the E's were just 2 of the holes alone, 29.5 millimeters in, which are these ones here. And there's no holes on the side. So these are E's. Okay, E's. I like the red. I really like the red. Sound 5x5. Awesome. Stripping. Stepping down on YouTube could get you a strike. Stepping down on YouTube? E. What do you mean stepping down on YouTube, Ben? Bad-mouthing YouTube? Stepping down on YouTube. Stepping down. I would never step on YouTube. It's taller than me. The squiggles. Where? Stripping down. Stripping down on YouTube. Oh, stripping. Oh, stripping. Oh, you guys. I was like, what technical term is that? Stepping down. Okay, these other two long ones, these are H with just the two holes. Boom, 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 and boom, boom. So these are H. This will make next week go a lot better when these are all labeled like this. I'm glad I thought of this. You know, it's just one of those last minute things I thought of. Hey, let's just take the time, live and all, what the heck, and just label these. I thought to myself, I should just get some painter's tape out and label these extrusions so they're easy to find during the build. We're about to find out. Yeah, the supports are going to be fine. Plus, I turned off ensure vertical shell thickness thingamadoober. So short ones are fine. So what am I? Why do I have two extra? Oh, there was 4 of those. That's why there's 4 E's. It's like, why do I have 2 extra extrusions? Because there's 4 of the E's, and I just put 2 of them down. E. For that was easy. There we go. So I'm glad I thought of that. That's. So remember, label your rails prior to putting them together, because when you're in the midst of build, you say, okay, I need this rail. That's what happened to me last time. I overlooked one little thing on the rails and ended up putting the wrong rail in the wrong place. And then, of course, there's just 3 little. Where's the third one? Oh, I got to label these, I suppose, because there's a slight difference. The one with the 2 holes in the middle are G. Oh, they all have 2 holes in the middle. Oh, interesting. So for the little ones, what they did, according to the instructions, the F extrusion has no holes in it, and it's the short one. And the G extrusion has 2 holes in it. But what they've done to prevent idiots like me from screwing it up is they just put the 2 holes in all of them. So there we go. Which is a good idea, because there's no way now. I don't even have to label them, because really, if I mix a 200 millimeter extrusion up with a 100 millimeter extrusion, I don't deserve to be building this printer. Did you reslice and upload? I did. The squiggles at the overhang are still there. I resliced and uploaded ensure vertical shell thickness. Took it off. Yes, I did. Okay. Yeah, that's weird. Well, let's see what happens with the supports. The support should be helping it. It looks like it's going further than it did. So, whoops, don't bump it. I did reslice and upload, and I guarantee, and I'll just double check to make sure that I did remove ensure vertical shell thickness, and I did. Yes, it is turned off. Right there, it's turned off, and it's got an orange arrow saying, "You sure you don't want to turn that back on?" And I said, no, I don't want to turn that back on. Okay, so I have to do some printing of parts, or I can put some. No, it's 8:03. I'm not going to start attaching linear rails at this point. I just want to see if this print works. I want to see if it makes it over this portion here. We don't have to wait for the whole thing. I just want to see if it actually makes it to the top here. But I see the squiggles you're talking about. But we might be okay as long as it gets up above that point where it joins and gets that little bit of a bridge going. We should be good. But the supports are doing their job right now. Check the preview and see if there's squiggles there. Okay, let's have a look. Let's have a look here. Not really. No. And then there's the bridging, the overhang. That should work though. But I don't see squiggles. Let's just hope that those supports. No, piece just broke. There we go. Okay, so let's go back here and let's do this and let's stop the print. Look at that. We broke again. Let's go here. Let's go here. Come on. I don't want. Why is Amazon open? And let's go end print. Okay, so this could be. I guess so. The right there, we kind of broke right there. Okay. Perfect. The purple. Oh, the purple. I just want to see what you're talking about here. The purple. Is it like is it a design flaw in the part? What's going on here? Okay, let's look here. And you're saying the purple. Oh, the squiggles in the purple. Oh, I see. Okay. And the purple is solid infill. Huh. So yeah, there's something doesn't like this part. Now let's see, with those, oh, those supports just popped off like nothing. Yeah, I've got Vision Miner on the bed, but I've run 12 sets of prints with the Vision Miner. I should clean it and reapply it. The Vision Miner only lasts so long, so I really need to clean it and reapply it. So yeah, I really gotta give it a good cleaning and reapply some Vision Miner. I agree. Yeah. Oh, the bed. Yeah, I've been running. Oh gosh, that whole bin of parts. I've been running with one application of Vision Miner. It works well, but hey, maybe I've found the limit to how many beds of prints I can print with Vision Miner. So we have our Vision Miner, or is our Vision Major. We will put a liberal amount on. We will brush it on with our brush and recoat it. Whoops. There we go. Liberal. It's interesting smelling stuff. And we will try again, but I don't need to. I will. What I'll do is I'll try again. I'll fire it up. Let me have a look. Let me see. I'm going to end my stream, but I want to see if Maker Deck has room. There was a network error. Bull crap. There was a network error. There we go. Yeah, there's only 9 on Maker Deck. So what I'll do is I'll fire it up and we'll throw it over on Maker Deck. So if you guys want to see how it works, pop on over to Maker Deck and I'll fire it up there. And that way I can also keep an eye on it when I go upstairs and grab some dinner. Minimum layer time may help too. And another perimeter. Okay, well, let me see. Let's see what I got going here. Where's my slicer? How many perimeters? I've got 3 perimeters. I'm pretty sure. There we go. 3 perimeters. I can add a 4th. It's not a long print. We have 5 and 4, which is fine. And then you say minimum layer time. Now, I'm never sure where to find stuff in Prusa Slicer. Minimum minimum layer time, travel, minimum travel, layer. Label of layer print time is below. Oh, okay, that's just the fan. Cooling, we're fine. Our temperatures are fine. Slice with 4 walls fixes the issue. Okay, I'll just slice it. I threw 4 walls. I'll put it up to 4 walls, and let's try that. I'll still use the supports. We'll go with 4 walls, and we'll just print that. That's a 31 minute print. That's pretty. Oops, why don't I want to export G code? Actually, I've got to go in. Last time, it didn't seem to. Yeah, of course we have an error. Okay. In 5, 3, 4, 2, 1. Start. Damn it. Okay, I'm just going to go and delete this one because I don't want to accidentally print the wrong file. So go there, we go shoulder, upload, and there's our shoulder, and we will print that one. Okay, with the 4 walls, should fix it. Okay, cool. Okay, so we'll see how that goes. Drag down the layer view. You said leave it alone. Drag down the layer view. You guys. Layers and perimeters. Minimum layer time. Where are we here? It's dragged down. Detect thin walls is off. Oh, he meant the slicer preview. Oh. Of course he did. Oh, there we go with the walls. That'll help the squiggles. I see what you're saying. Okay, because that's going to give some strength in here versus the infill, the solid infill. So now we just have one line of solid infill. I actually could have gone with 5 perimeters, I suppose, but the 4 should work. I get what you're saying. Okay, well, let's see how this works. Anyways, this. Okay, guys, I'm going to put this up on MakerDeck. It's going to start in a second here, and we'll put it up on MakerDeck and we'll go. But thank you, everybody, for hanging out. Voron parts should be 4 walls. Okay, good. I think that's what I've been doing on all my other parts. But this isn't a Voron part, so this is a pit droid part. But I don't want to diss the pit droid and give him less walls than he deserves. So, guys, it's been nice. Yeah. Here we go. We're starting up. Okay, we're going to. There we go. Let's get rid of the snots. And there we go. We're starting up. Okay, we're going to get this over on MakerDeck. So I'm going to close the stream for now. Thank you, everybody, for watching. And we'll continue to build next Sunday. We'll actually get some building done. Hopefully, I get my filament in and I get some parts started. If not, worst case scenario, I may end up running these with the Prusament PC carbon blend that I just got into. So, but I want to run it with a diamond back nozzle so that I can give those nozzles a run for their money. So. Okay, I will talk to you guys all later, and thank you everybody for hanging out with me tonight. And listen, if you liked it, come back next week. If you didn't like it, come back next week anyways. So everybody have a good night, and we'll talk to you guys later. Bye for now.